Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I have probably one of the most eye-opening uploads to share with you ever. Before we get into it, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. The links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. My merch is displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It does not cost you a cent. Click that like button and please leave a comment. Guys, it really does help and it definitely matters. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with today's eye-opening upload, shall we? Today's upload is, well, it is 100% proof that the government are using dogmen to control unwanted populations. They have been controlling these creatures for quite a long time. I find it funny that when Victor came on the show and shared that, people doubted him. I find it funny that throughout the entirety of this channel, my channel has not really grown. The numbers are there, but the subscriber rate is not. It's very strange. And I think it's because of the simple fact that I and a couple of other channels may be the only ones that are spitting the truth. When I was contacted by the Border Patrol agent, I vetted him. He shared information with me to prove who he was, locations, this, and that. Now, a couple of days ago, he was all in an uproar about one of his partners. Today, we were talking about another one of his partners. There was 3 people in that location that day. A shooter, himself, and another guy. 2 of those agents are gone, dead. And there is proof, because where did I say this happened? Along the Rio Grande, or along the Rio Bravo. One agent does not drink, has never drank, does not like alcohol, and was found dead in a single-party drunk driving accident. Another agent just mysteriously died of a heart attack. You can look it up. Border Patrol Intel Agent Jose Mercado, out of Edinburgh, Texas. Where is Edinburgh, Texas, you ask? Right along the Rio Grande or / Rio Bravo. Rio Bravo is what they call it in Mexico. And what did I say at the very beginning of the whole upload when this all started? All 3 were Mexican descent, didn't I? The proof is in the pudding, guys. And if there are people out there doubting this, then they are either working for the government or just as blind as the 3 blind mice that ran up the clock. This is very terrifying to me, because myself and the agent who contacted me were talking about it today. I'll share the obituary with you guys, and you guys can look it up yourselves. 34-year-old Border Patrol intel agent dies suddenly due to an unexpected and sudden heart attack. 34 years old. Border Patrol intel agent Jose Mercado died suddenly on Saturday due to an unexpected and sudden heart attack. He was 34. The news of his death was confirmed by Representative Mayra Flores, Texas 34th District, in social media post. My serious condolences to the family and friends of Border Patrol intel agent Jose Mercado. He was assigned to the RGV sector in Edinburgh, Texas. Passed away due to a sudden heart attack. Keep his family in your prayers. Guys, I know that when people hear these experiences, it is probably far out for a lot of people that have not seen one of these creatures. If you have, then you know it's not that far out. I never thought that in 1994 I would go down such a rabbit hole. And to be honest with you, I've never been afraid or leery to report or contact or do anything like I've done on this channel. I'm a little bit leery. You've got 2 Border Patrol agents who witnessed the shooting of a dogman after massacring 20 to 25 migrant workers or migrant people coming from Mexico. And I apologize for that noise that you just heard. My phone volume was on. The creature was shot with this. You know, he asked me not to share all the details because he was scared about certain things. And today, he said, go ahead. He is on his way back to his family town of, where his family is from in Mexico somewhere. I don't know. He didn't tell me. And I cannot blame him. He, after our extensive talk this evening, said, please be careful. If you want to share this, share it. If you don't. I just wanted to let you know what's going on in case there was any doubts in my mind, he said. And I was like, dude, there is no doubts in my mind. You showed me your credentials, who you were. Why would you make something up like this? So, Edinburgh is right along the Rio Grande where the incident occurred. In the very beginning, I told you I wasn't going to tell you where it happened. Well, now it's open news, and I'm pulling the top off a little further because I'm now associating and sharing to show you the magnitude of this craziness. You've got 2 dead Border Patrol agents, probably murdered by the U.S. government. I cannot believe I just said that out loud. It's insane. It's insane. It was damage control. These men should not technically shot that creature. It was more than likely doing a job that it was sent to do, which is scary. It's terrifying. The creature had no remorse. It had no anything. Once again, the men standing on a cliff, an embankment, they could see down both directions, actually all 3 directions. They could see south, north, and straight ahead. The people fleeing their country could not see them, just as the position of the top of the cliff they were standing on. The Dogman couldn't see them. I don't know how it didn't sense them, though. Because if they had a rifle, and I'm assuming it was zeroed in, that scope had to have been zeroed in. So there must have been a faint smell of cordite, gunpowder. They were watching these people cross. There was at least 40 to 50 people crossing. Where the river is there, it's not that deep. It is deep, but it's not that deep. And it's not as treacherous. Sorry, I gotta find my coffee. You know, there is nothing better than percolated coffee that was percolated on a wood stove. Anyway. These guys were standing there watching. What they were going to do is they were waiting for them to come across, all of them. They weren't going to be violent. That's not who they are. They are the same nationality, you know. They're of Mexican descent. They were going to do their job and try to help these people achieve citizenship the right way. All of a sudden, they see this monstrous creature, 5 feet something, standing on all fours at the shoulder. It was the largest dogman I have probably ever heard. Just a monster. And it came out of nowhere. They didn't see where it came out of. The thing couldn't see them. The people couldn't see it. It apparently could see them somehow, the migrants coming across. The first person it attacked was a female with a baby. Then a male. Then it kept going and going. The Border Patrol agents were at a loss. They could not believe what they were seeing. Some of the people that were midway across were trying to flee back to Mexico. The others that were right there, they didn't have a choice. When they saw a woman beheaded and then this creature mauled a child, probably a 6-year-old child, he said. Couldn't have been more than 10. A baby. You know, 10 years old is a friggin' baby. If he was even that age, you know, he probably younger. That's when the first shot was shot. Bam. 7mm. 7mm is a very powerful round. For those of you who are not familiar with firearms, it is a very powerful round. It should have stopped that creature right then and there. It was shot in the shoulder. The left shoulder. It was full of blood, rage, or rage, whatever, or orders. Militarized orders, right? We talk about how these things are tactically trained. The ones that were seen in Connecticut by the ambulance driver. Ones that are seen on military bases. Why are they seen on military bases? Is that just like a... I have a perfect one. There was one scene and it looked like it was coming into the base, right? Get this. Maybe they're not coming in or traveling through. They're coming in for a reason to go back to where they are, hidden. And the soldiers aren't supposed to see them. So when the creature didn't stop attacking the child, it was then shot in the hip pelvic area. That stopped it. That tore pieces. He said there was pieces of that creature flying off. It still managed to drop to all fours, make these ungodly noises, and run the way it came. Not efficiently running. It was dying. It probably died immediately after. The men did not go down. They didn't know what to do. They reported back to their base of command. They were immediately met by people who they had never met before, spoken to. Pretty much, you forget this ever happened. You don't talk about it. Continue to do your job. You should not have shot this creature. You should not have shot it. All three were grilled because the people that were grilling them had no idea who shot it until they found out, and then they were separated. So now you have two of the three that are deceased and one still breathing. Hopefully he continues and has a long life. If he does what he believes he can do, I'm pretty sure he will be able to. He has limited family here. Mom, dad, wife, kids. So he's going to... This was earlier today. He is going to get... Or yesterday, excuse me. This is... I'm not ratting on this guy, so if anyone hears it from anywhere that shouldn't, or in their eyes should, he's long gone. He specifically told me that he said, Jeff, I really honestly believe that we were not meant to see that. We were not meant to be there. They weren't supposed to be in that location at that time. They had finished a couple of things early, and that's what brought them to that designated location at that point. Well before they were just doing checks. Simple checks. If that person had not shot that creature, chances are those two out of three would be alive still. This is 100% damage control. Quiet it down, shut it up. Let's not talk about it. These are, in my eyes, when the government is, and you know, okay, here. And I am not saying that anybody deserves to be savagely mauled by these creatures at all. But it's one thing when they are not American citizens. It's another thing when they are, and they are being targeted for doing a job, right? They thought they were saving these people's lives, innocent people's lives. Little did they know that this is the answer. This is the solution. There are better solutions than this. This is heinous. This is, it's almost up there with war crimes, you know, in my eyes. So how do they get away with this? That's the question. I don't know any information about the other. This is not national news. You can look it up. Jose Mercado, Mercado, CADO. And it'll pop up in a couple of little locations. I'm not putting a link because I'm not putting a target on my back. It's bad enough that I'm even talking about it probably, but I don't care because it needs to be talked about. Plausible deniability is something I'll use, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, these people were good people. They were law-abiding, hard-working American trying to protect their country, the country that they love, and a country that let them down. Jose Mercado was a member of Class 875 out of U.S. Border Patrol, RGV Sector. He served with the U.S. Border Patrol as an outstanding agent for 14 years. I told you in the very beginning, these guys were not new to the game. I told you these guys were freaking, oh my God. It doesn't even get any realer, you know? There's no denying this. You can't deny it. It's in black and white. I'm looking at it on my computer screen. I told you a week ago when I first brought this up to you guys where pretty much it was happening. Lower part of Texas, along the Rio Grande. And now look at this. And yet, you know, people are saying that I'm spreading fiction and, you know, yet these channels are posting CG dogmen on trail cams and everyone's like, oh my God, they're the truth teller. Bull crap. Guys, we need, if these men were targeted for something that a hunter could do, imagine being a hunter, hunting, and one of these things are after you, and you take the shot, and you successfully live, and you do the right thing, in their eyes, the right thing, and you report it. Are you going to be a statistic? Yes, I do believe so. This is 100% undeniable proof. U.S. government is using dogmen to do the dirty deeds. The deeds they don't want disclosed. The deeds Victor told us they were using them for. I'm going to keep my friend now, because I consider him a friend now, just talking to him for 6 to 7 hours, getting to know him. He's in my prayers. All these two other agents are in my prayers. Their families, the people who were attacked. There wasn't just these victims, there was those victims too. But you know what? We'll never hear about that. Whatever became of them. They probably, whoever is in charge of those creatures that are doing this damage, they probably went and found the creature first and then cleaned up the mess. Then cleaned up the massacre. Guys, we need to really wake up. This is a wake up. There is no denying that this is, you know, you can't say, oh, it's coincidence, because I straight up told you exactly where this place was. I just said, guys, I can't tell you the name, but this is the location. Go back and listen to the first one. Is this what's happening to the homeless? Could very well be. Homeless Americans with issues. No one wants to be homeless. No one wants to be hunted by these things. It is a disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace. with everything else that's going on in this country. All right, guys. Jose Mercado, Edinburgh, Texas. Stay safe, stay healthy. May the Great Spirit watch over us all. May He guide us down that path that we call life.